The good news, though, is that the offense really looked good. Baker Mayfield looked terrific, especially in the second half. And, clearly his teammates believe in him and are rallying around him.
All right, so can there be any people out there who don't think he's the guy? I mean, I don't know what else he has
Oh,
to do to prove it.
yeah, Les, there are. I mean, I saw some critics. I was doing the post game show Monday night, and some of the critics were like, "Oh, this guy hasn't beaten anybody. I mean, here's another opportunity for him to win against a quality team, and he didn't do it." Except for the fact that he more than did his job. I mean, when you help your offense score 42 points, that should be enough. I agree with you. I think Baker is the guy going forward. Do I think he is the greatest quarterback ever? No. Is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now? No. But you know what? When you talk about a second tier or at worst a third tier where the lowest you go in the NFL rankings among quarterbacks is probably 12 or 13, I'm good to go with that, because you can win a lot of games with a quarterback who is, I don't know, 12th to 13th best in the NFL, as long as you have good coaching and a good system. And Baker does. And by the way, at the moment, I'm seeing him as maybe 11, 12, 13th best in the NFL. That doesn't mean he can't move up. It
Sure.
just means that he's nowhere close to being a guy where you say, oh, geez, we got to move on from him.
First of all, I heard somebody say he's just a clock or game manager. If your team is that good around him, there's nothing. You don't need anything more than a game manager. That's exactly what you want. He doesn't have to win football games for this team the way it's set up. What he's got to do is keep the ball on the field so that when the defense is put to the task, they're able to be up to it. And right now, that hasn't been the case.
You're right, Les, but here's where Baker Mayfield defenders would come into play, including me. The last 2 weeks, Baker Mayfield has had an opportunity to tell people or show people, hey, when I was needed to throw the ball, I was pretty darn good. When my team needed me to put up a lot of points, I did it in back-to-back games. One against, a playoff team, so if not a playoff team right on the fringe, the Tennessee Titans, and then the Baltimore Ravens, who are scrambling to try to get in, but are the two-time defending AFC North champion. So Baker could say, look, I have managed games this year, but I've also aired it out, including the last two games when his total offense, when you include his rushes, was right around 700 yards.
Yeah.
So
And
Baker
his
he's
defense gave
impressed
up
me.
75 points.
What's that, Les?
Defense gave up 75 points in those two games.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? 47. Subtract the safety, 45. Then subtract essentially the pick six, 38 plus the 27. Yeah, I mean, at least 60 plus in the last 6 quarters, and that's not going to cut it, and that's too much of a hole for your offense to try to overcome.